Cohen on the right side. He'll hoist. Big rebound from Christian Coleman. Look at him racing up court.
Can't give home those open looks. He knocked in 4 triples on Sunday against Jack State. He made it look real easy. Gets on balance, and he's got a super smooth stroke.
McGee, pure point guard, drops it off for Coleman, who glides the 2.
See, Coleman just uses this like one of the top free throw shooters teams in the country.
2-man game, a brick for Che.
That little horns high set, just bring Che off that left side.
McGee too fast for his own 2 feet, finds Coleman. Another shot and a free throw. Vasquez controls over the right side. Bullies his way to the hoop, finds Coleman. Too strong, gets his own rebound. The Blazers second in the country in offensive rebounds per game. That was their first one of the night, thanks to Coleman. Banging his way to the 10. No problem having his way with Kyle Johnson. Che. A little bit of space from the mid-corner. Short.
Yeah, Che had a big Coleman on him, knowing Coleman didn't want to come out on him. He tried to shoot a little mid-jump shot, but I think he rushed himself trying to fool Coleman.
Coleman already has 9 points. Give him 11. When this dude scores more than 50.
So, you know, kind of what the Anteaters generally do, I think the Blazers are doing to the Anteaters.
13 points for Christian Coleman. They got 5 turnovers early on for the Anteaters. Got to clean that up. Shot clock expires. And here's Coleman again as they come barreling right into us. Everybody's okay.
I got players from both sides in the official about to come over the table on.
Oh, there's Coleman, no problem. I think he came from behind. Blazers a chance to catch their breath, slow things down, and come to the realization we're only down 3 points.
Only down 3 points, and they're going to go to this little high pick and pop, high pick and roll set. They actually bring 2 bigs up. Going to roll Coleman down in that block.
How would you like to see them stop the bleeding here?
Going inside. Let Coleman, he was the guy in the first half. Let him operate inside.
Oh, the incision is made. Operation.
And how do we attack it?
Maybe this is how. Tillis, first miss in a while.
Great job by Coach Kennedy, mixing it up with that 2-3 zone.
And the board to Coleman. Coleman 17 points and 12 rebounds. Pick and roll. Oh, and Coleman's rolling. Wow. But a Johnson. Boy, he gets up high. So does Coleman. Eating the offensive glass.
Gonzaga in the West Coast Conference, and UAB, a top 20 offense in the nation, good for first in the American Conference.
Again, they do it differently. They're going to run that mid-range game and run most of their offense through Lindenborg.
Christian Coleman out continues for UAB. They're just 5 of 21 from the floor, but a good defensive stop there. McGee with the steal. Inside, loose ball, Coleman, the benefit. Winner faces the winner of UC Irvine and Jacksonville State. A lot of quick possessions, although the offensive
is not what Andy Kennedy's teams ever look like.
It's getting out of hand. 17-point lead, 8-0 run. Elijah Mahi. And Christian Coleman finally responds on the year, 13-5 in the American. Andy Kennedy, 5th year at UAB. They've won 22 or more every single year he's been the head coach. Lindenborg looks like he wants to take over this ball game. Draws a double. Inside, Christian Coleman underneath. Before the last timeout that was changed to a 3-pointer during a review at the media timeout. So that is why there's a 4-point lead. Make it a 2-point lead.
Not much there, but he just found an angle to twist and turn and still be balanced.
6-point advantage for the Broncos. Loose ball. UAB retains. Coleman, good seal. Finger roll up and in.
Defender on him, and he did a good job with his footwork.
Coleman, the free throw circle. Money.
Now Christian Coleman inside, missed it, tipped it in. Well, you talked about earlier the pressure being off of these teams in one regard. How about their ability to recover, because they were in some taxing conference tournaments? As Coleman lays it in.
Good move.
Simpson will pop. No good on the three. Another rebound for Lindeborg. Lindeborg, no look feed. Oh, Christian Coleman. Tony, high arcing jumper, no good. Coleman with the follow. The three, tip. Ajavat, misses another one down low. Saved to Tony. 3-on-1. Coleman swoops in. Wow. Utterly stolen. Reynolds launches. No good. Lindeborg with a rebound. Coleman running the lane. A scoring drought of over 3 minutes. Brown can't end it. Slap to Tony. Down the floor for Coleman. Another dunk.
Lindeborg shooting over the top of danger. Great effort again. This is Coleman. Oh, that's working on Buddy Johnson. And now Rogers, quick rise. Danger offensive rebound. Johnson finally corrals it for the Blazers.
Good job getting back by Memphis. This is a UAB team that gets over 15 points a game, 7th in the country in transition.
Coleman steps through, and they're going to get goaltending call.
Well, that's twice now. Jasper Florida has stayed in front of him.
Pinballs in to Coleman, who'll take the feed from Lindeborg for the jam. 8th offensive rebound of this game. Floyd loses it. Lindeborg got to get his feet underneath him.
I mean, that's coast to coast all the way with a healthy Lindeborg.
He finds Coleman, and Coleman is able to. Floyd on Coleman. And the loose ball. Knocked away by Tony. 3-on-2 for the Blazers. Coleman the lob! Christian Coleman with his first.
Getting it going again early. 17 points in his last outing. He can fill it up in bunches. A strong-bodied guard with a confident shooting stroke.
Alejandro Vasquez, the senior from Queens, New York. There's Vasquez inside. Good interior passing. And Christian will get out the way. 4 seconds. 3 on the shot clock. Step back 3. And a strong board from Lindeborg.
Well, that's the defensive versatility of UAB. And they played to their potential. They are a tough team and can get some stops. A really good job on that last possession to sit down.
Coleman, rim run. He is the X factor.
From that Rick Barnes tree. He was an assistant for him, played for him at Texas, was a grad assistant, and was recently on his staffs at Tennessee. So they play tough basketball down low, but they're going to have to pick it up to another notch.
We approach 6 minutes to play here in this first half. There is Felton rising up. And McGee skying for the board. Lindeborg, he's calling for it. He's trying to take this thing over. Coleman coming through. Oh!
And you start to try to change a little bit of your game and be a little bit more of a facilitator. But in this statistical age right now, Lindeborg definitely knows he's on the cusp of getting a triple-double. And you'll see him start to be a little bit more of a facilitator to try to get it.
McGee inside, and Coleman rocks the rim again.
This is
bucket. Now they dig back in defensively.
A lot of time in this game. They've been able to switch up to this tandem zone, keep creating some confusion for UAB.
Lindeborg, the assist to Coleman. Assist.
Haven't lost on the road since February. Woods blocked by Lindeborg, and it goes all the way out to Coleman, who can coast in for reverse stuff. The outside shot, huge for Tulane in building this 9-point lead. Coleman flashes to the high post, falls away from the baseline and hits. You probably live with that one. Lost that break opportunity. Woods cut off by Lindeborg. Back-to-backs, no hesitation. Still a better looking attempt. Hit ahead pass. Coleman running the floor and scores. A great.
You said you could see it in his eye right now. Yeah, I think he needs to see a little bit more. Look to see UAB go to him.
Tony the dip off to Coleman, who finishes with the left hand.
To stop him. That was lane to lane. Easy basket by the young man.
Coleman working against the 7-footer Titus, and he protects. Ken Evans Jr. was looking for a screen out his pocket pick. Tony in front of the pack, lays it back for Coleman. Gathers, challenged, and it doesn't matter. And the board gives it up. Extra pass, Tony from the wing. And Coleman keeps it alive. UAB content with running clock here, under 4 minutes to play.
And you like to see this right now, especially tournament time, being able to milk the clock, go get what you want offensively. Great, no look pass.
What a pass from Landabur.
He even sticks around for next year because the talent I'm watching in Baba Miller, I'm not sure if you don't enter your name, young man.
Under 3 minutes to play in the second half. Just a 4-point lead for UAB, and there's Miller getting his hand on it. Coleman, and count the bucket. Big Slay, $1 million?
Yeah, I'm gonna second guess it for a second. I need to know what's in store for me. But I will say, man, it's a great job being done by UAB.
Coleman, that's how you break the.
Gonna have to get it done with strong physical box outs up under the goal.
I think Danger heard and listened to the assignment.
He's got a phenomenal stroke.
McGee fighting back to the ball.
With the Shockers.
I love a great airborne jump stop, and he just covered about 15 feet on that one.
Lindeborg gives it up, and that's laid in by Coleman.
It's a simple thing, but it's a huge thing, and we've seen him do it twice. Pulling off at 2 feet, balanced, and finishing simple plays. Well done by Washington.
Wichita State back to that early 5-point lead. McGee gives it to Lindeborg. He faces up and finds the open cutter, Christian Coleman. UAB got up by 14, and Mark, it looked like they were trying to apply a knockout punch and kind of got out of character offensively. Down low, Coleman. And
the only way Wichita State can get back in this game is by forcing turnovers.
Vasquez hesitates, shoots. Coleman.
Him being a downhill driver and mid-range player, and he has been off to a great start coming off that career high performance. He's in his zone right now for Temple.
Lindeborg, short corner. They bring Settle onto him. Now Coleman says, why not? Mid-range. First followed by a top 10 showdown in Lubbock, with Houston making the trip to West Texas and finishing with Kansas on the road at Colorado at 11 o'clock Eastern. Now, UAB got off to a quick start. Temple went to the zone, and that really stymied things for the Blazers offense. Here's Coleman with no Lindeborg on the floor, and Christian Coleman.
I mean, only 2 of the 15 attempts for Temple have been from 3. You can tell they have a conscious effort to say, let's get to the rim, get to the paint, try to win this game inside.
Coleman again at the zoning. He gets caught. Stanford open. Rebound and a push ahead. Here's Coleman. Two-hand jam for Christian Coleman.
Defender couldn't come off. Good drive and read.
He was a 4-star recruit coming out of Brewster Academy. Spent some time in the Pocono Mountains in Pennsylvania. He was the #2 player in the state of PA. Christian post up. One to shoot. Tony fires. Closer than it should have been, but another offensive rebound. 21st of the night. Coleman reverse and second chance bucket for.
So back in the starting lineup, you can tell he's assertive and ready to get things going quickly in this one.
Broadnax averaging nearly 13 a game in that lineup. As usual, 13 points, 5 rebounds so far. Broadnax off the glass. They need to get him going. Loose scramble. UAB with the recovery there. Tony with the hustle. Coleman with the 63-59 lead for the Owls. Their biggest lead of the game. They led by 3 at one point in the first half. Inside, the answer.
Guy, he's been around. He's a tough out in that low post area. UAB will run a lot of horns action. They'll run a lot of staggers and try to roll the post and attack the basket and wind up setting up also a lot of three-point shots.
Here's Coleman. And the first basket scored. Smart job to bring it back out, but finds a cunning Coleman. Tips his own miss up and in.
For this East struggle in that regard. Coleman misses, gets it back, misses again, but gets it a third time and scores.
I'm putting it out there now. You got to put Jordan Riley in that thing.
As Aguero loses the grip, but right there was fun in March. Lindeborg to feed, down low to Coleman, misses, gets it back, puts it in. Here in a moment, we'll see if ECU can make another charge. And Felton lost the ball. Ahead to Coleman, who throws it down.
Has been doing it not only from the three-point line, but also getting to the basket.
A hammer thrown down.
Clearly, they're okay playing one-on-one in the post if no help's coming. But that's about 1 of 4, I believe, in the paint.
Yeah, they have really struggled on the interior here early on. Here's Lindeborg on the baseline. Big Coleman with the jam.
Kennedy at its best. Go from point A to point B. Let's get a shot up early. Sometimes it's not always a great shot, but he gets one up. And as a result, they get offensive rebound opportunities. More importantly, they rarely turn the ball over.
Christian Coleman.
Lindeborg trailing the play.
Oddly enough, North Texas has more fast break points than UAB in this one. That is a stark contrast to the scouting reports. Coleman off the window.
See, that's
nice answer from Jasper Floyd, who's into double figures. Push ahead to Tony. UAB third in the country in fast break points. They get 18 a game on the run. And North Texas has held them in check in that regard tonight. Underneath, Coleman. You mentioned earlier, Lindeborg's really fascinating to watch. It just kind of trolls around. And then next thing you know, gets a couple of buckets, a couple of boards, maybe an assist.
He had been outstanding. He's got 11 and 10 with 9 minutes to go. Pretty impressive for a quiet night.
Christian Coleman. Trying to find some space, and Coleman's got double dig down and then backed off. Jonathan Massey from the elbow. Lindeborg with the board.
Going right back to Lindeborg because there's a good chance he might get the whistle next time out.
Coleman take
Defensive Player of the Year in this AAC.
Rosado, no stranger to Yaxel Lindeborg. Battles against FAU last season. And Rosado, different role than with his previous team.
Chris Coleman struggled last game, and talk about that word consistency. Here's a three for the 49ers, won't go. Got a rebound for Lindeborg, and that will be his 10th. And then Coleman.
Keaston Willis only has 2 for Tulsa. Perhaps it changes here. It does not. So his shooting struggles against UAB continue. He's 0 for 7 for three-point range in 2 games. Vasquez into Coleman. And that one was. Someone would teach you to finish like that. Contort your body in that way. Self-taught. Jourdain smothers Coleman, who's got it back. Christian Coleman inside finishes through Jourdain and danger. P.J. Haggerty with his 8th assist, 1 shy of a career high.
Simple basketball is a thing of beauty, isn't it? Just a couple dribbles, advance pass, get out and run, great bounce pass, easy finish.
UAB with Coleman inside. That's a tough finish by
Open 3.
Vasquez feeds as Aguero can't connect, but Coleman does.
UTSA, if you box out, if you put a body on those guys, you have a chance at getting a rebound.
The Roadrunners are getting killed on the boards. However, they're only down by 6. Lendeborg with the assist. Lob and good defense by Butta Johnson. And Johnson, no looks. Coleman drops it in for two.
Contesting without fouling, UAB went to the foul line 13 times in the first half.
Spears on McGee. Johnson stopped the attack. Coleman mid-range, got it. Aim, and Joe Smith drains a long straight-on three. This is a game again. 2-point lead. Two on two, and Coleman gets very.
B starting five. And a nice defensive play, but the
inside continue to look for that, but it's all about defense now. You got to get stops.
From the corner, the three no good, but there's another UAB offensive rebound, and it leads to points. Shows you how deep this UAB team is. Adam Okoye can't answer from the corner.
And shooting's contagious. Right now, this is a UAB team that is feeling extremely confident.
Blazers just doing everything right. 17 made baskets, 13 assists. Inside it goes, and Coleman. Vasquez will put it in play. Shot up in time by Moore, and the Bulls misplay the rebound, and Coleman.
Reed with his third three-pointer here in the second half.
After a 1 for 11 start from three, the Bulls have now hit 4 of their last 5, but there's the answer. Bulls can't answer. 15-point margin and time getting short for South Florida.
Great answer from UAB. Was down to 10. Crowd was into it. Right back to 15.
And underneath the basket, UAB grabs the rebound, and now the Blazers can use a little time here with less than 4 minutes to go. Open in the paint, McGee, 22 for Reed.
He can score. He's a walking bucket. Big time move there. The step back on baseline. Got it down to single digits for the first time here in the second half.
9-point margin. 2.5 to go. Lendeborg dishes off to Coleman.
Good job, Kevin. Factually accurate. You know, if you're a kid, you don't know the answer on your math test, just write, I don't know. You'll get partial credit. Here's Lendeborg against Carroll. Kicks it out with a little finger roll for Christian Coleman. FAU's really struggled in the last 4. Baba Miller, 6'11", floats it off the rim. Good rebound for Coleman. Ball's floated ahead to McGee. Lendeborg bounces for Coleman. Scored 1, assisted 4 of their 5. Coleman will tip this. It's the first one. NAIA for 4 years. Comes to B1. You're going to have 29-year-olds playing college basketball. It's wild. Lendeborg. Into Coleman. He hadn't had a deep touch in a while, and he does the most with this. 5 on 4 for UAB. Lendeborg lob, and Coleman couldn't catch cleanly, but he comes down with it. 10 seconds between the shot and game clock in a 3-point game. Is there a moment where you'd foul, or you play it out?
Play it out for a little bit, see if you can get 10.
They get it foul. Now you want Coleman's going to drive it, and Coleman finishes.
It's a rebirth here at Tulane. Very comfortable. Woods misses that shot. Lendeborg quickly into the front court.
And Tulane doing a great job of getting back in transition, matching up, not allowing UAB to push the basketball. UAB, best team in the country in fast break points.
There's a high percentage shot by.
A great footwork in the paint. Had Yaxel Lendeborg bearing down on him from behind, still able to stay patient.
Oh, nice unselfish play as Chris
in the passing lane, running the floor, sprinting, gets the tip dunk.
We talked about how versatile and how important he is. Shot clock under 10. Johnson drives. The floater, no. Tapped right to Coleman. And he's got the answer.
Kick things off. The preseason favorite in the American Athletic Conference, and a long two short from Christian Coleman. Offensive rebounding will be critical today. Coleman, the putback.
Levels of the best. Not a great three-point shooter, but anything inside, he's really good.
Vasquez around and out. Rebound putback for Coleman.
He's an old-school basketball player.
Reed loses the ping pong. Coleman's up ahead. Coleman to the rim.
Dispatch, give him the ball. Rewarding.
He's got Tony down there on him. There is no reward. Schmeichel couldn't get the rebound either off the missed three. Tulsa, 1 of 8 in the first half. Coleman, kind of a Euro. Wasn't expected to make a huge impact had Jared Garcia been healthy.
Yep. But he has been a shining bright spot for Tulsa today.
Reaches in, and he's going to get called for the foul. Here comes Tulsa now. McWright against Lendeborg. It is hard to score on that guy. Tony, second try, and there's the rim rock.
So that tells you tons of players are scoring off the dribble, looking to create their own shots versus ball movement. And that's great when it works, but it's very difficult when a team such as UAB, who has such good defenders at every spot.
Also, when you fall behind, that'll hurt. Coleman with the emphatic dunk for Coleman. McGee, the three. And Lendeborg, offensive rebound. Coleman. Long two, swish. Wyatt.
That time Gaines Wyatt able to take advantage of Christian Coleman gambling, digging down on the interior.
Coleman. An All-American candidate. You won't be impressed by 2-for-2 field goals. Here's Coleman, and he finishes.
He's elected to continue to fight and play. 2 consecutive threes. He will definitely grab some Blazers' attention on the next defensive possession. That's the shot A.J. Vasquez has to take initially. He comes off the ball screen. He's wide open. He has to shoot it.
Wow. Keontae Cornelius, by the way, senior from Flint, Michigan, with 19 points. Here comes Coleman. See it.
And it's been a
Moore feeds Lendeborg, goes outside. McGee's three, strong. Coleman will flush it home. 3, so he is capable. Tony, one side, back to the other side, and then the second chance. Christian.
Coleman attacking the offensive glass here. Quick shot from the Bulldogs.
London Riley missed.
But all 4 Bulldogs back in transition D. Christian Coleman takes it anyway.
Before numerically, did you notice, Lyndon? 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 started.
Beautiful.
Mo, you wore what, 10, did you tell me?
I wore 10.
You would not have started tonight.
Should move that time. Got Butter Johnson just to raise his level, just a touch. Just got off balance just enough to free himself for the pull-up jump shot.
Vasquez. Oh, what a pass to Coleman. McGee. Hello. Shot clock is down at 6. More contact, no foul, but then Coleman. Axel Lendeborg is here. Coleman. Almost everything has gone his way.
And Alabama A&M, they have not done a good job tonight boxing out. We saw Yak in rhythm, great find from Vasquez.
15 for big shot. Here comes Vasquez. He's got help. Alley-oop. Coleman, a career high. 22 points. Butter. You know, the outside game opened up. That was Coleman on the tip. The outside.
Diagonal screen for him, frees him, gets him to the rim.
Another steal. Coleman. I don't know why he doesn't start with his size and the things that he has done tonight. Just might not be into their flow, so to speak. Lob, see it.
Up with an open three-point opportunity.
Shot clock winding down, no less. Coleman finishes strong. Worcester, Mass.
I have not.
Yeah, it looks like Worcester. Coleman in the open. Might have taken one extra step, and he'll get one off the back.
Almost 3 minutes in, and Bolton able to get some points from the foul line.
Coleman had a one-on-one opportunity. Mid-range for Christian.
Shots right around the foul line area.
Christian Coleman back in as Lendeborg. Now that is what.
Mine when he substituted back in.
Somebody might have, one of his assistants might have mentioned that. So had a rebound for Lord Lendeborg. Lob for Christian Coleman. There you go. 2 to shoot. Rebound Bolton. And he misses, and so Coleman adding to his stats. Can he go coast to coast? Yes, he can.
Month of the season.
Yeah, Broome has been special for 20 points a game, almost 13 rebounds for what I think is the #1 team in the country, Auburn. Yeah, Kansas, I said it. I think Auburn's #1.
Offensive fracture in his jaw that's recovering. Here's Coleman, straight to the rim. Offensive rebound, put back for
two right there, Brad.
more craftiness from Mo.
It's a lot of false motion, getting defenders moving, but basically want to get Mo on that elbow area with some space, and he has been very effective to start this game.
Coleman wants to attack him and uses the glass.
I call false motion some dribble handoffs and pitches. He's trying to get you off balance, and they're going to beat you off the bounce.
Vasquez fires the three as Louisiana shows some zone in this half-court set. Coleman, the jumper, goes to lead the way. Davis, Koron Davis with 7. And Ratliff with 7 points as well. Coleman. Thomas rejected by Vasquez, and Coleman with the basketball. Starts the fast break, goes right to the rim. Position game.
Well, I think this guy at the ball's hands, too, has started to take on some leadership.
McGee missed his shot. Put-back attempt is good for Christian Cole. Point category in Lendeborg and Vasquez.
Well, McGee's also got 7 assists. That becomes contagious.
Moore adds an assist. Redshirted at Ole Miss this season ago. Doherty left open. He'll try the right side. Left it short.
It's a tough team to use that 1-3-1 zone on.
Coleman rises above the rim. Push him in front.
One of the keys we talked about Illinois State, can they get more bites to the apple? They haven't got any offensive rebounds for extra possessions. Just one by Wolf. They've created a few turnovers.
And Christian Coleman, as Richards goes to work. Pull-up jumper. Missed everything. Rebound to Tony. Ahead to Coleman. Coleman, the Euro step finish. For Luke on the drive. Swatted by Lendeborg. Ahead to Coleman. The transition game is strong for UAB. He's going to give you some good minutes. Here's a kickback. Richards. No.
They got a good look on that play. Misdirection.
Coleman with the jumper.
The people here throughout the Hurricanes, COVID have never changed. They're very welcome. This is a great place to visit, and no passport is required.
And here in game one, a great pace to this opening game. Christian Coleman.
Well, just what we'd expect with these two squads. Half's running down, and it's a tie game.
Shot clock at 11. Johnson gets it to Coleman. Squares up against McClurg. Help comes. Coleman spins away from it.
And you get into conference play, I'd be shocked if UAB didn't see 50-60% zone.
Well, most teams are going to zone them up because that way you can limit Yaxel Lindenborg's opportunities at offensive rebounds, and you can keep him out of the painted area, attacking off the dribble. There, denying the entry pass to Crowley. Crowley recognizing going back door, no Blazer in help side.
Coleman gets the feed, and then Coleman.
Tony, I think an extra pass and a swing for a corner three ball would have been a better option.
Coleman, thank you very much.
I mean, there's no be productive offensively.
He scored 11 points per game last year and had a bunch of threes. He was like you said, a good complimentary piece. Coleman, back to Coleman, who slams it home.
The whole idea was you're out here playing without a purpose. Even when you're winning, you still have to play with a purpose.
But Johnson getting the ball to Coleman. Leaner, yes. For the Blazers, and look at that stat line. Perfect. Lyndon, he has...
I feel like he has a lot in common with me, and I'm not saying that I'm perfect. CB, I'm just saying. Seems like he moves around a lot. I feel like, I'm always living out of my car, so I feel like we can bond over that. But what we cannot bond over is his performance tonight. I was not as good of a basketball player as Aguero.
I believe he's done for the night because Will Shaver is in. So some extended minutes for Shaver. Up to Coleman. And then Christian leans in. Open three. Good look.
Paez able to take advantage of the lack of rotation from UAB.
Paez is not expected to play. Team. Turned over. Coleman, chance for a dunk.
There, Coleman picking up right where he left.
Executed. Try to cut the lead to 6, and someone got a hand on that. A rebound and another rebound. Coleman.
Youth sports is great for all the life lessons that you can learn, but I think sometimes it gets lost because he does a little bit of everything. Defense is his primary role that he plays, but he's such a high energy guy for the Blazers.
Another steal and another slam. Christian.
Rash decisions, quick shots, and whenever you're out there rushing, you usually turn it over. Something bad usually happens.
Jabari McGee, he might have gotten away with the travel, the new point guard for UAB, but that leads.
Quick ball movement by the Blazers caught the Southern Miss defense by surprise, and another turnover here.
Another steal. Christian Coleman. Wow! Mike!
The 58th meeting between the two programs. They've actually met 29 times here in Birmingham. But yeah, if you guys remember, Southern Miss beat UAB December 1st of last year.
Blazers, what do you remember about these matchups?
Well, I remember these matchups being dogfights for the most part.
Well,
tough coaching, patient, offensive play.
Oh! Christian Coleman!
Into the game. Great cut.
Almost unheard of. Vasquez, his three rattles out. Coleman's rebound, and the putback is there. And his team. UAB has responded after the opening night loss to Vermont. Yet another takeaway. 13 turnovers now. And another alley-oop. Christian Coleman has
plays the way UAB plays.
Inside, a strong move from Azuero. The putback tonight for Southern Miss. Vasquez. He was wide open. Hey, there's our guy, Christian Coleman.
Going out west, having a tough West Coast road swing. It does that.
Yeah, you get off the plane. Hey, we're not in Hattiesburg anymore. Hope they have their jackets packed.
So to take a coat.
What a fun trip that'll be for this team as they come together. UAB, they have come together in a big...
Very, very different zone than most teams play. That 1-3-1 is a little different than the traditional 1-3-1. And I don't care how much you've done it in practice. It's just different in the game.
Good start for the Catamounts here now. Remember, Bradley was here last year, another top mid-major club. Chris Coleman, 1 for 10.
Well, in his defense, we haven't gotten under a minute yet, so he still has time to do what he normally does.
And it only takes one to tie it, win it, put your team ahead. Coleman, and then Coleman draws a foul and gets the bucket.